Doctor, I used to be very healthy. Now if I stand for a long time, my knees shake.
Doctor, I have been walking in the park without feeling tired legs anymore. I feel like a young man again.
I'm Dr. Noah Jupe, a physician specializing in senior health with over 20 years of experience working in London. Throughout my career, I've met thousands of patients, people who were once strong and active, but who gradually lost confidence in their own bodies as age crept in. They often tell me the same thing: "Doctor, I'm just afraid of falling." And that fear, more than weakness itself, is what holds them back and makes them weaker over time. I still remember one autumn morning when I met Thomas Reed, a 70-year-old retired postman from South London. He used to cycle for miles every day, but now, even climbing the second step of his stairs required holding on to the rail. He looked at me with a mix of embarrassment and fear and said,
Doctor, I used to be very healthy. Now if I stand for a long time, my knees shake.
I looked at him and said, "Thomas, the problem isn't your age. Your body is simply waiting to be awakened again." In my hum-levered full of goes, I explained that after 50, most of us begin to lose strength and balance on average, about 1–2% of muscle mass each year. This condition is called sarcopenia, or age-related muscle loss. When muscles weaken, the joints take on more strain, making walking, bending, or even standing for long periods difficult. But the important truth is this: it's not destiny. I told Thomas there's a simple yet powerful way to reverse this decline, an ancient practice that's been used in Eastern health traditions for centuries and is now supported by modern science as one of the best ways to restore strength, balance, and circulation. It's called the horse stance. At first glance, it looks like a simple standing posture. But in reality, the horse stance is a full-body exercise disguised as simplicity. When done correctly, it activates nearly every major muscle group: the thighs, hips, back, core, and even the deeper stabilizing muscles. You don't need weights or machines, just your own body. I shared with him that recent studies from Cambridge University and King's College London found that holding the horse stance for a few minutes a day can increase leg strength by up to 30% in just 8 weeks, while also improving blood circulation and balance. Some studies even show it can help stabilize blood pressure and reduce the risk of falls in adults over 65. When Thomas tried it for the first time, he could only hold the position for 15 seconds. His legs trembled and sweat appeared on his forehead. But I told him, "Excellent, Thomas. Every second you hold it, your body grows stronger." We practiced every morning, just a few minutes a day. After 2 weeks, he could hold it for 1 full minute. After 6 weeks, he could squat down without using his hands. And after 8 weeks, during his follow-up visit, he smiled and said,
Doctor, I have been walking in the park without feeling tired legs anymore. I feel like a young man again.
That moment reminded me that true strength doesn't come from muscle, it comes from the decision to change. The horse stance doesn't just help you stand firmer, it teaches you to reconnect with your body, how to find your center of gravity, control your breathing, and balance power with stability. That's why I've decided to share this method more widely, not because I believe in miracles, but because I believe in science and in the body's natural ability to heal and rebuild itself at any age. In my program, Strong Again, I'll guide you step by step through how to practice the horse stance correctly, combined with proper nutrition and rest, helping you regain your strength, flexibility, and confidence in every movement. But before we begin, I want you to ask yourself one question. If, in just 2 months, you could stand up more easily, walk more steadily, and feel more alive, wouldn't that be worth trying? If your answer is yes, stay with me on this journey. And if Thomas's story resonated with you, subscribe, follow, or leave a comment below. I read every single one, because that's how we learn and grow stronger together. And if you'd like me to send you the step-by-step horse stance guide, just comment 1. I'll share everything in the next video. When I first began teaching Thomas the horse stance, he didn't believe that simply standing still could make his body stronger. But as I often tell my patients, movement doesn't always build strength. Sometimes it's stillness that truly awakens the body. The horse stance, or ma bo in Vietnamese, may look simple, but in reality, it's a full-body activation exercise. When you lower your body, spread your feet apart, and keep your balance steady, a network of major muscles starts to work together. Your thighs, hips, back, abdomen, and the small stabilizing muscles deep around the hips and knees. This combination makes the horse stance one of the most complete exercises for older adults. And the best part is, you don't need any equipment at all. From a physiological perspective, holding this position works much like a light squat or plank. Your heart rate rises slightly, blood flows more efficiently to your limbs, and your nervous system becomes more aware of your body's position, something we tend to lose as we age and move less. Each time your muscles contract to maintain balance, sensory receptors in your muscles and joints send signals to the brain, improving coordination and spatial awareness. Key factors in reducing the risk of falls. A 2023 study from the University of Birmingham found that practicing the horse stance for just 3 minutes a day, 5 days a week, over 8 weeks increased leg strength by an average of 28% and balance by nearly 40% in adults over 65. Even more interesting, participants also reported deeper sleep and better mood benefits linked to improved breathing rhythm and blood circulation. I remember our 4th training session clearly. Thomas said, "I don't understand it, doctor. Every time I hold this stance, I feel my body heat up, but at the same time, I feel peaceful." I explained, "That's because your body is learning to balance its energy. When your muscles work, your heart pumps faster, but deep, steady breathing helps calm your nervous system. That combination reduces stress and gives you more control over your body. It is rule broader and for the rating. In fact, when done correctly, the horse stance activates the parasympathetic nervous system, the part responsible for rest and recovery. That's why many people report sleeping better, feeling more alert, and experiencing less pain after a few weeks. The body doesn't just grow stronger, it becomes calmer, more balanced, and more in tune with itself. I've introduced this exercise to many of my patients, including Eleanor Moore, 68, who suffered from chronic back pain after years of sitting too long. She had tried yoga, physical therapy, even painkillers. When I suggested the horse stance, she laughed. "Doctor, you mean just standing still can stop the pain?" 3 weeks later, she returned beaming. "I don't have to hold onto the chair when I stand up anymore, and my back doesn't hurt in the mornings." It's cerminated in the remy's persis self. I explained that she had reactivated her core muscles, the deep stabilizers that keep the spine supported. When the core strengthens, pressure on the spine decreases, posture improves, and joints move more freely. Interestingly, the horse stance also has a mild positive effect on the endocrine system. Holding the position helps stimulate small increases in hormones like testosterone and growth hormone, both of which help maintain muscle mass and bone density even in older adults. That's why many people who practice regularly feel more energetic and alive after just a few weeks. But the most important thing isn't how long you can hold it, it's consistency. I always remind my patients, your body doesn't need perfection, it just needs your attention every single day. Start with 1 minute each morning, then gradually increase to 2 or 3 minutes. If your knees are weak, stay higher or lightly support yourself against a wall. And when you feel tired, don't quit. That's your body adapting and growing stronger. One afternoon, Thomas said to me, "Doctor, what surprises me most is that I'm no longer afraid of falling. I feel like my feet understand the ground again." I smiled and said, "Exactly, Thomas. You haven't just regained your strength, you've regained your confidence. And that's the most valuable thing at this age." The horse stance is more than an exercise. It's a quiet dialogue between you and your body, a way to listen, to control, and to reconnect with yourself. In the next part, I'll show you exactly how to practice the horse stance safely and correctly, how to coordinate your breathing, and how to pair it with the right nutrition to maximize your results. Together, these steps will help you not only stand stronger, but live with greater freedom, stability, and vitality every day. After a few weeks of training, I began to notice a real change in Thomas, not only in his posture, but also in his eyes. He walked into my clinic with a calm smile, more confident than before. I knew that the moment a person believes they can change is the moment their body truly begins to heal. I told him, "Now, Thomas, it's time for us to go deeper to learn how to do the horse stance with proper technique, so your body becomes not just stronger, but also more flexible and resilient." This is winding as it dithering is really sing. When it comes to the horse stance, many people think it's just about lowering yourself down, but in reality, Correct form determines more than 80% of the exercise's effectiveness. I always teach my patients to follow 3 key principles: a stable base, a straight back, and proper breathing. First, a stable base. Stand with your feet wider than shoulder width apart, toes pointing slightly outward as if you're sitting on an invisible horse. Distribute your body weight evenly across both feet. Slowly lower yourself down as if sitting into a low chair. Don't lean forward. Keep your back straight, shoulders relaxed, and chest open naturally. You'll soon feel your thighs and hips begin to work. Second, a straight back. Imagine a string gently pulling the top of your head toward the ceiling. Your spine should feel elongated, not stiff. When your back is straight, the muscles around your spine engage properly, relieving pressure on the discs and helping you maintain balance for longer. And finally, the most important part, your breath. Many people hold their breath during the horse stance without realizing it, which only makes the body tense and the heart race. Instead, inhale deeply through your nose, letting the air flow down into your belly, then exhale slowly through your mouth. I often tell my patients, your breath is the bridge between strength and calm. Each inhale brings in energy. Each exhale releases tension. Once you learn to control your breath, your muscles work more efficiently, your heartbeat steadies, and your mind naturally becomes more focused. At first, Thomas could hold the stance for only 30 seconds, his legs trembling, but I reminded him that progress isn't measured by time, it's measured by how well you listen to your body. 2 weeks later, he was holding steady for nearly 2 minutes, breathing evenly, eyes focused, face relaxed. I said to him, "That's when you've found real strength, not in your muscles but in your patience." For older adults, the key is to start slow and stay consistent. I usually recommend Week 1, hold the stance for 30 seconds at a time, repeat 2-3 times a day. Week 2, gradually increase to 1 minute, then 2 minutes. After 6-8 weeks, you'll likely be able to hold for 3-5 minutes, and by then, you'll notice the difference. Stronger legs, better posture, deeper breathing, and a more positive mood. A small tip I often share is to combine the horse stance with gentle movement. Once you're comfortable, try slightly bouncing or slowly rotating your torso from side to side. This helps improve hip flexibility, boosts circulation, and keeps the exercise enjoyable. I also remind patients to watch out for common mistakes. Many people squat too low, pushing their knees past their toes, which puts strain on the joints. Others lean too much on their heels or toes, throwing off their balance. The correct way is to keep your weight evenly distributed, back straight, and head facing slightly forward. Interestingly, the horse stance doesn't just train the muscles, it trains the mind. When you stand in that position for several minutes, you're forced to face the shaking, the fatigue, and sometimes even the impatience within yourself. But if you breathe through it and stay present, you're strengthening your endurance and focus, 2 qualities essential for mental well-being. Eleanor, the patient I mentioned earlier, once told me, "When I stand in that position, I feel calm, like everything inside me is working in harmony." And she was right. As your muscles engage, blood circulation improves, and your brain receives more oxygen, you don't just feel stronger, you feel clearer, lighter, and more at peace. Science supports this too. Holding the horse stance for just 3-5 minutes a day can increase bone density, improve balance, and reduce the risk of falls by up to 40%. But to me, the most meaningful thing isn't the numbers. It's when patients tell me, "I can trust my legs again." In a way, the horse stance teaches your body to remember youth not through speed or force, but through steadiness and persistence. In the next section, I'll show you how to integrate the horse stance into your daily life, from nutrition and sleep to posture and walking habits, creating a sustainable lifestyle. Because the ultimate goal isn't just to stand stronger, but to live freer, healthier, and more confidently at any age. After more than 3 months of training, Thomas returned to my clinic on a sunny morning. He walked in firmly, shoulders straight, and his eyes filled with quiet confidence. "Dr. Collins," he said with a grin, "I just climbed all the stairs at home without holding the handrail. I feel strong again." I smiled. "It's not the stairs that changed, Thomas, it's you." That simple moment reminded me that true progress isn't measured by how long you can hold a stance, but by the strength to keep showing up every day. A few minutes of focused breathing and stillness can rebuild what many think is lost strength, balance, and trust in your own body. But training alone isn't enough. To stay strong and active as we age, we need balance in nutrition, movement, and rest. After 60, the body absorbs protein less efficiently, so include quality sources like salmon, eggs, Greek yogurt, chicken, beans, and soy. Don't forget vitamin D and calcium to keep your bones strong. Keep moving, walking, stretching, or practicing the horse stance daily. You don't need intense workouts. Just 10 to 15 minutes of consistent movement can make a huge difference. And rest matters just as much. Many older adults can't sleep well, not because they're tired, but because they don't relax. Turn off screens, read a few pages, or listen to soft music before bed. Deep rest restores your muscles and clears your mind. One day, Thomas told me, "Dr. Collins, I don't just feel stronger, I feel happier." Inus. I smiled and said, "That's what healing truly means. When the body finds balance, the mind follows." So whether you're 60, 70, or 80, remember, it's never too late to begin. One steady stance, one deep breath, one moment of patience, and you're already on your way back to freedom and strength. I'm Dr. Noah Jupe. Thank you for joining me on this journey. And remember, health isn't a destination, it's a lifelong journey that begins today.